Okay, I'm back. I'm going to progress the story a little bit more. We're going to go check out that castle. But the way of doing that is going to the northwest, like they said. Now, this Geist, however, it's probably pronounced Geist, like in Poltergeist. You can use a harm spell on those. If it's just one, it's not really worth using any magic on them. But if there's a bunch of them, you might want to use it because they can actually stun your characters, and that is a pain. They do not wake up very easily. As you can tell, I'm level 10, which is pretty good. This is a good area too to level grind. I have to rearrange my characters after this battle. Right now, both my fighters are fully equipped with armor and silver swords, iron shields, and I'm not sure what else they have. They might have gloves on. Okay, here's the castle to the northwest. Okay, over there is a treasure chest, or treasure room I should say, which is locked. As in every castle, if you walk around you'll find rooms that are locked up because you need a special key to get to it. To get to that room, which I'll be doing later on in the walkthrough, you have to go around a special way without leaving the map. And here's the king. Astos double-crossed us. Go south to the Cave of Marsh to retrieve the crown. Then bring it directly back to me. Okay, so Astos came here and apparently stole the crown and then went to the cave that's to the south. Okay. Now, just forewarning, before you go to the cave, that's what we're pretty much level grinding and stocking up on is for this cave. And everything else is going to pull together nicely after we finish up on the cave, which I will be doing soon actually, since I think I just need to buy one more spell on level 4, maybe some items, and I'm ready to go to get rocking on that. And if you made it up to this point and you're level 10 or even level 9, level 8, and you've got everything you need and you're ready to take on this cave, that's pretty good that you made it that far, because this game is tough. I mean, there's a lot of level grinding, especially in the beginning of the game, which usually throws a lot of people off into not wanting to play this game. They made it easier in the newer versions by having more save points and you don't die as much. But in this game, you know, it's very difficult, but I kind of like it that way. And this is the very first RPG game I've ever played, so I had to learn the hard way how to play a Final Fantasy game. So I kind of have an appreciation for it. Alright, I'm going back to the town. How much gold do I have? Alright, so I don't have enough to buy my last spell. Basically, I'll go through what I have already. I have 60 heals, which is a pretty good amount to have. I only have 2 cures because I got poisoned, you know, a ton of times while I was battling. I'm gonna probably buy another 20 of those to get through this next cave. I only have 1 cabin, so I'm gonna want 1, 2. Maybe I'll buy 2 more. Maybe I'll buy another cabin or 2 cabins, and I'll get a tent just so I can save. Because once you die, obviously you have to start over until your last save point, and that's the only way you can really save. You can't save in the world map unless you use a tent, a cabin, or a house. Or if you're in an inn, it saves your game. So I'll pick up some more of those. I'm good on the weapons. It's pretty much as good as it gets right now. You can pick up a long dagger. I forget what it's called. The large dagger, it's called, for the black mage. I'm pretty sure he can use that. Armor, as you can tell, looks like I need to buy another iron iron shield, which is not even that expensive, so I'll just pick that up. And then that'll be set. Items, levels, pretty good. Magic, like I said, level 4 for the white mages. You don't really need to get that right now, but I'm all set up on level 3. And I have ice 2, and I'm going to get fast next for level 4 with the black mage, and I'll be all set for him. And that's all I'm going to need, and then I'll be able to do the playthrough of the first cave. It's actually called the Marsh Cave. Actually, since I do have time, there's one more place we can go that you can venture off to that we'll end up coming back to later. I'm going to do that after I run from this pointless battle. Okay. Pretty much at this point, there's really only a couple places you can go. We've already been to most of them. There's only just one more place that you can go. Okay. I use ice too. It's not really a great spell on anything unless it's a fire enemy, but yeah, just enough to get those things destroyed. But usually, you know, on most enemies it does about 50 or 60, but if you're using it on a fire enemy, it does some pretty serious damage. Alright, first off, let's do B select. As you can tell, if you do that, here's the map, and it shows you everything and where you are, obviously on the little blinking plus sign, and all the little dots of places that you can go. And I'm going right north, as you can see the one blinking dot. That's where I'm headed off to, which is a docking station up here. This area is alright too if you want to kind of level up here. Only thing is, you have to do a pretty good hike to heal yourself and go to an inn. You know, you have the first town you can go to that's just to the east. And like I said, this part of the game is the longest. You know, it's kind of boring, but it gets much better if you can just survive this first intro to the game, because you really haven't had any dungeons yet. You're just pretty much fighting to spend your money, basically. All the exploration happens later on in the game. Pretty much white mage, black mage are extremely weak on the attack side no matter what. Like I said, if you want to buy them weapons and give them a little extra advantage, you can. But at this point, even if they had a stronger weapon, they're not going to defeat anybody. I have to make sure that person doesn't die because he's slouching over. Okay. Oh, come on. Looks like we got some dwarves. Dwarves can see in the dark. Yeah. Okay. Hooray. I'm looking for the floater. I'll bet with it I could float anything. Keep that in mind. The floater. You'll know what that is later. That sound, Narek is digging a canal. The bracelet can protect you like armor. Yes, we know that. That was in the other town. That sound, yeah. Hooray. Huh. With the crystal, even the blind can see. Also stole it from Matoya. Okay. So Astos is involved in a couple things, obviously. So we find Astos, we'll get that crystal back, and we'll give that to Matoya so she can see and see what happens with that. For the Light Ward, I want to make a truly legendary sword. However, my supply of adamant is exhausted. So keep that in mind, because if you get that, bring it to him and he'll hook you up. The earth is rotting slowly from the west. There's little hints that there's something going on. That sound, yeah. Okay. I got about 10 seconds. Actually, I will continue the rest of this cave on the next video.